Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mary. I come from Armenia, but I live in Germany for 9 years already, and together with my husband, who is German by the way, we are raising our 3.5 years old daughter named Audrey. And today's video is going to be another tech video from me. Actually, I enjoy doing this kind of videos recently because I get to meet so many nice mamas out there, and I think this is a great way to share with you with my story and for you to get to know me better instead of just introducing myself and make a video that I do these tech videos and I love doing them. So today I decided to join the tech video made by a mom friend of mine. I met her recently through my channel and I totally fell in love with her personality. She's one of the kindest people I have ever known. She is a wonderful mom and she has a beautiful content. Her name is Claudia. She is from Faith Through Arrows channel, and I will leave her channel down below in my info box, so please go ahead and check out her channel. I promise you're gonna love her as well. She left 11 questions about motherhood, pregnancy, labor and delivery, and I'm so excited to answer them because I think this is a great way to share my story with you. So let's jump into this video. So the first question, how did you meet your spouse? I'm not even sure if I am allowed to tell you this story because I don't know how my husband will react to that, but actually he takes it with humor, so I think he will be okay with this. This is a very funny story. So I met my husband 8.5 years ago here in Germany, and I met him on a birthday party. But this birthday party was not like these regular parties that you know. It was a special party. It was a party thrown by a friend of ours who is gay, and most of his friends who were invited to that party were gays as well. But I didn't know about that, so I went there with 4 girlfriends of mine, and then we found out that everyone there, almost all the men there, were gay. So I was sitting on a couch. I think I was sitting on a couch, and I was totally bored because everyone were like, there were only couples there, and we were only 4 girls. There were another girls there, obviously, as well, but I didn't know them. So I started talking to the other girls and stuff, but it was like kind of, I don't know, it was strange. And then my husband entered, and it was actually American party, so everyone was wearing like cowboy hats and glasses and stuff. So then enters a guy with a cowboy hat, and he looked so cool. I looked at him, and I don't know why, but my first feeling about him was like, he's gonna be my husband, even though back then I didn't want to get married at all. I didn't even want to get into a relationship or think about marriage at all. Like, I didn't want that at all for me to happen. But that was like my first inner voice. Like, that was the voice I heard. Like, it was like, he's gonna be your husband. And then he turns back to me. He takes off his hat and his sunglasses, and he was so blonde. Like, you've seen my husband in my videos. He is so blonde. And back then, I was totally sure if I'm gonna be dating someone or I'm gonna be getting married, that person will be like dark hair, dark eyes, and dark skin color. I don't know why, but I had that stereotype in my head, probably because I come from Armenia, and Armenians are with darker hair and darker skin color. I don't look like complete Armenian, typical Armenian. I'm a little bit lighter than normally, but that was what in my head was, and I was like, no, there is no way this guy is going to be my husband, or I'm not going to date him. And then he was like, hi, I'm Philip, blah blah, and we were talking in English because I didn't speak German at all. And then I asked him, how does he know our friend? And I asked him with whom he came. And he showed me a friend of his who was at that moment telling the story in a funny way, like, you know, feminine way. He is not gay as well. Let me tell you, he's completely straight man. But at that moment, when I looked at him, or that friend of ours, he was talking in way like making like with manners, like gestures. And I thought that he is gay, and I was like, okay, then you're gay as well. So you're with your boyfriend. I understood it as a boyfriend. So I thought they are a couple and they're together, and I was like, there are no straight men on this party. I got so disappointed, but then he started talking to me, and then After 10 minutes, I wanted to leave the party and I was like, can you give me your phone number? And I was like, no, you can find me on Facebook. I'm this person. And after that party, I had to go to Vienna. I had a conference there because back then I was working. And my husband had to go, I think, to Zurich, to Switzerland with his job. And he found me on Facebook and he started writing me. And I was like, oh, Philip, he's gay. And I started writing him letters back, but like in a way, like I'm chatting with a best friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine, you know what I mean? Like I'm chatting with a girl. So I started like being very honest and open, and he was writing me letters like this big, and this went on for a whole month. And then he was back already from Zurich, I was back from Vienna, and was like, do you want to come over to my place to watch a movie? And I was like, yeah, why not? Because I thought he's gay, you know, like, yeah, why not? And the only thing was that won't his boyfriend get jealous if I'm there or something, you know. Had to turn on our lights because it's so dark and windy outside. So one day before our date, I met this friend of ours to whose birthday we went, and he was like, you know, you made so much fun of my birthday, but now like 3 couples found each other. And I was like, really? Lucky them. I met this guy and he's so cool. I wish he was straight. And he's like, who do you mean? And I'm like, Philip. And he looked at me, it's like, Philip is straight. And I'm like, no, he showed me his friend and he said he's with his boyfriend. And he said, no, he was not with his boyfriend. It was just a friend who is actually not gay as well. And I'm like, why did you tell me before? I was chatting with him the whole time and I was so open with him and shared so much stuff with him because I thought he was gay. And so yes, our story started there. So this went like another 2 months. I couldn't accept the fact of him being straight, so I was fighting with me. I couldn't give him a chance, but eventually I really fell in love with him because like he was one of the best men and genuine and kind men I have ever met in my life. I fell in love with him so much, and we met on the 26th of February, and on the 2nd of March the next year we were standing in the city hall and saying our vows, and I could never think that it will go so fast, and I would never think that I will like I don't know, I was not for marriage, you know what I mean? Like I would never think I will get married ever. I'm so blessed and happy that it happened, and we are married already, how many years? 7.5 years already in marriage, and we're not thinking about getting divorced, okay? No. So the second question, how old were you when you had your first child? And by the way, that friend of mine, I told you, he's still one of our dear friends. Like, we are so thankful to him for that party and for that day that we met with my husband. Like, we love him so much. Thank you. He knows who he is. So the second question, how old were you when you had your first child? I was 29 when I had my first child. I know it's late, maybe. In Germany it is not late. In Armenia I am very old mama, I have to say. How many children do you have? I only have 1 child and she's 3.5. Fourth, were all the things you heard about childbirth and adoption right or way off? I have heard a lot of stories about childbirth, and actually I knew already what to expect, and they were all true. But the thing is, I was the first one among my old friends to get pregnant. Later on I made mom friends, of course, but these were not the ones that I had already as my friends. And the friends who were already mothers, they were unfortunately in Armenia, so I didn't have any friend here who got pregnant or who already had a child in Germany. So I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I watched like 200 or 300 of them, and I had like 200 and 300 stories in my head already, so it was not like that different what I heard. So number 5, Biggest advice for someone having a baby or adopting. My biggest advice will be something that I didn't do right. I didn't ask for help, and that is wrong. No matter how strong and confident person you are, no matter how many books you read about childbirth and childcare, trust me, when that baby is there, those books are not going to help you. But someone's like extra hands are going to help you, because you can't even imagine how exhausted you're gonna be, how new this whole thing is going to be, and how long it will take you to adapt to the new situation of having another person and having the whole responsibility of that person on your shoulders. It's a huge thing. So asking for help won't make you a weaker person, won't make you a bad mom or a bad wife. It will just make you a person who needs help. That's it, nothing else. Ask for help, and trust me, you won't regret it anymore. If someone tells you that they managed everything alone without any help and it went perfectly, that's a lie. I did everything alone, but I failed in hundreds of thousands of things, and I hate myself for that, because I could be a lot better in a lot of things that were a lot more important than, for example, my dirty dishes, my laundry that was laying, and I wanted to be perfect in all the way. But what I reached was stressed, like what I got was only stress, depression. I felt in breastfeeding, I felt in hundreds of other thousands of things before I understood, hey, you are just a person. It's okay that you're tired, and it's okay that you feel that you can't do it anymore. Just ask for help. This is going to be my biggest advice. Number 6, was your pregnancy hard or easy? I had very easy pregnancy, very easy pregnancy. I was so healthy. I never felt better about myself like I did during my pregnancy. I felt better about my body. I felt better about my health, about my mental health again, because I didn't get any, like I didn't get sick or something, you know, like a lot of people, they have this morning sickness or something. I didn't have any of those. I didn't know even how they are. But I also didn't have any cravings like during my pregnancy. When people say they're hungry all the time, they want to eat, they crave this or that. I was never hungry during my pregnancy. I didn't want to eat anything. Like, not that I didn't have appetite, but I was eating so healthy. I was amazed. Like, everything that is not healthy for your body, my body just said no to that. And I was so surprised to find that. It was like it was not done by purpose, on purpose. It was just like my conscious, or I don't know what was that. And I was light like a feather. I was healthy. I didn't have any pains. I didn't have any sicknesses, nothing. I was just perfect. It was okay. But now when I said it, I understood. If I get pregnant again, I'm gonna tell you the whole other story, like how I was sick the whole 9 months and stuff. Knock on the wood. We don't want that. So number 7, what is the hardest thing about parenting? Okay, I have another question for you. What is not the hardest thing in parenting? Parenting is hard, you guys. It is a responsibility for another human being, and it is so hard to be fair to her, to be fair to yourself, to be fair to your spouse, to be fair to your whole family concept. And like, it is hard, okay? And for me at this point, like in every stage of my of Audrey's development, I thought that this is the hardest point. This is the hardest point. Like with her sleeping issues, eating issues, whatever she had. But now I'm again on the point where I said this is the hardest point, because now she can think, okay? She knows what she can get from me and what she can get from her father, and she can get a lot more from her father than she gets from me. Because if I say no, first of all, I will never say no just because I want it like that. No, I always have a reason to say no. But if I say no, I'm gonna stick to it. And if her father says no, it will be like, No, but this is the last one, okay? Okay, then another one, and that is the last one, okay? And it will just go on and on and on. It will never be the last one, and it will never be the real no. So the thing is, when I say no to Audrey, she runs to her father. She knows that he's gonna do that. And it is very hard for us to work on, like, not to work against each other, if you know what I mean. Like, we have to have this... we have one direction in raising our child. We know how we want to lead that and what is like the main thing we want to reach. But it is hard not to go against each other's words, you know, and not to show it in front of Audrey that I don't agree with your father or that he doesn't agree with me. That is the hardest thing, I think, because she learned how to manipulate it, and she learned, like, if I want to watch like my cartoon, I can run to my mommy, because mommy will say okay. But if I want to eat like chocolate at 7 o'clock in the morning, I better run to my puppy, because he will give me 7 o'clock in the morning chocolate, and that won't happen with my mom. Just for an example, okay? She knows, and that is the hardest thing, I think. Number 8, what is the most rewarding part of parenting? For me, the most rewarding part is the love that I get from Audrey, because I have been a person who was not that self-confident. I didn't appreciate myself that much, and through her, only through her love, I started appreciating myself, and I started loving me, because I understand that when Audrey looks at me, for her it doesn't matter if I'm 10 kilos more or less, if I am clean, dirty, nice hair, bad hair day, like makeup, no makeup, nothing. I'm just her mom, and she loves me just for me. I look at her differently, I look at myself differently, and I look at my life completely differently. And this is only through the love and appreciation I get from her. And this is the most rewarding part for me. I'm not even sure if I could explain you what I meant. So number 9, do you have any hobbies or guilty pleasures? Well, I have hobbies and I have pleasures, but I don't think they're guilty pleasures. My husband knows that I love going out. I love going to theaters. I love going to movies. I love to go to ballet, to opera, to like these kind of events. I love them. And especially now when the Christmas is coming up, he knows that I'm gonna visit a lot of events in Dresden, and he is not against it, thanks God. Before I had my daughter, we had our daughter. I always call her my child, but it's ours. I have to learn that. Before we had our daughter, we used to visit all these events together, and very often, like twice a month at least. But now, like, I have to go alone with a friend of mine, and I'm so thankful. I have a couple of friends who share the same interest. So number 10, if you had to sum up your goal as a mom into 2 words, what would it be? My only goal for my daughter, or this whole parenting thing, is to raise a healthy and a happy child. Everything else is not that important for me. If she's clever, not clever, knows this or doesn't know that, or got a degree, didn't get, of course, if she gets a degree, if she is like, has a good job and stuff like that, of course, it's like benefits that I will cherish. But for me, as a mom, I want to raise a healthy, mentally and physically, and a happy child. And the last one, share one of your favorite family memories. My favorite family memory, like besides the day that my daughter was born, will be our vacation in Portugal. Audrey was 1.5, and it was first time for us to fly together to a vacation and to introduce Audrey the sea. Like, that was something that my husband talks every day. Like, he can't forget that vacation, me as well, because Audrey loved the water so much. We went to the beach every single day, and she played like 5-6 hours straight without sleeping. And this is something like I can't forget that little Audrey with her little swimsuit, running on the beach and playing in the sand and playing with the waves and running from the waves and laughing, and like I can't forget that at all. So who am I tagging? I'm tagging a very good mom friends of mine, Angie. I met her again through my channel and I fell in love with her channel as well. She has the most wonderful baby girl ever. Her name is Bella and her channel's name is Mommy and Bella. And I will leave her channel again down below in my info box, so please go ahead and send some love to her channel. She deserves it. Both these girls, Claudia and Angie, deserve it so much because they both are amazing moms and they have very good content, and I'm sure you're gonna love them. So you guys, that was it for today. It was so much fun to make this video and it brought back so many memories. I enjoyed really filming this, and I hope you enjoyed as well watching this and it wasn't too boring for you. So if you feel like you want to make this similar video, please feel welcome to be tagged in this video, or just answer some of the questions maybe in the comment section. I would love to listen your stories and read them, and it's so nice. Like I love this YouTube community so much that we can share with our stories and help each other out and support each other. So I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I post a video. I try posting videos 3 times a week now. I hope I won't jinx it, but I do my best. I post 3 times a week. So have a wonderful week and I will see you in my next video. Bye!